Legends of war can change their way. We imagine our lives will be. The March family are on their way. Meg, Joe, Beth, and Amy.
Now that we had moved into our new house, life was beginning to settle down. Meg was hired as a tutor, and Joe was still companion to Aunt March. Beth was simply too shy to go to school, so Mother said there was no need to worry, and she could look after the house for a while. I had started public school, and even though I liked it, my teacher, Mr. Davis, was as nervous as a witch. Therefore, tardiness was not something he looked upon lightly. So I knew I would have to answer to him that morning, and I was prepared for the worst.
You appear to be late, Missy. It only takes one bad apple to spoil the barrel. Until this moment, we had a perfect attendance record. Now that's been spoiled. I want perfection, and perfection I'll get. Ah, yes. I almost forgot. Someone brought gumdrops to class. I won't have it. You are all perfectly familiar with the rules, I assume. Believe me, I will publicly punish the culprit who broke the law.
Old Davis is a bear.
I want the lawbreaker's name. Which one of you wants to admit it to me? I want complete and absolute obedience in my classroom.
Oh!
Someone in this class must have done it. I'm quickly losing my patience, ladies. Miss March, are you awake?
I am.
That's encouraging. Since you're quite new to our school, perhaps you're not aware of our rules yet, young lady. Tell me, did you bring the candy, my dear?
No, I didn't, Mr. Davis. I'm new, sir, but I'm trying to be obedient and follow the rules as best I can.
Well, I'm most happy to hear about that, but still you are almost late for my class. And it had better not happen again, Miss Toddy.
It won't, sir.
Now then, any more disobedient behavior and someone's going to feel the weight of my switch. Therefore, may I remind you, there will be no chewing gum, nut meats, novels, newspapers, or nicknames. I assume that's understood. I am not in the habit of breaking my promises, ever. And neither is this little fellow. Mock me, and you're going to pay the price for it. You can bank on it, ladies. See?
See you later, Joe.
It sounds like you're coming down with a cold, Beth. Are you?
No, I'll be fine. Don't fret.
Well, you know how fragile you are. Beth, I think you should stay in bed for the rest of the day and let Hannah finish the chores for you.
Well, I'm not sick enough for that.
Well, don't overdo it, you hear? Are you ready, Meg? Let's go.
Coming. Then it's settled. Tomorrow afternoon at 3. I'll be sure to tell Mrs. King about it, Mother.
Thanks, Meg.
What were you and Mother talking about?
Oh, nothing much. Mrs. King told me that she wanted to make a donation to the Soldiers' Home. And since Mother's in charge, she wanted to go over and get it as soon as possible.
Well, if it were up to me, I'd suggest that she donate some good manners to those children of hers.
Now that I'm their tutor, maybe they'll behave a little bit better.
Bye, Milky Ann. You be good. Forget something?
You know, Joe, I was just thinking, Even though we've only been in Newcourt 2 months, I feel quite happy here. If only Father were home with us, everything would be perfect.
You girls stop dawdling now or you'll both be late.
Oh my gosh, come on.
Goodbye, Mother.
Bye, we'll see you later. Golly, that's a beautiful carriage. My, they sure are in a hurry.
Heavens, that's Mr. Lawrence, our neighbor. I wonder where he's off to so early.
He's not too pleasant. Why does he always look so grumpy?
I just think he must be very lonely. It must be terrible not to have anybody. We're
I
so fortunate.
suppose. I'm sorry for him.
We must do our very best to become friends with him.
4 girls and a cat should make him smile.
You're looking mighty pale. You ought to go upstairs and rest, child.
There's too much to do, Hannah.
Beth,
Yes?
it's late. I'll be back home at lunchtime.
All right, Mother. Achoo!
My goodness, dear, is it possible you have a bit of a cold coming on?
That sure is right. I've been telling her she ought to go upstairs and stay in her room.
But I'm not quite finished with my chores yet.
Let me worry about the finishing.
That's right, Beth. Listen to Hannah now. I want to see you upstairs tucked in bed when I get home. And I promise I won't be gone for long.
But I really do feel fine, Marmee. I mean it.
Is that so? Well, if you want to keep me from worrying, you'll go up to bed and stay there until you feel better. We don't want this developing into something more serious, dear.
That's right, little lady. There you go. I'll be up to see you in a little while.
Must I?
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to be back a little early, Hannah.
Don't you worry about a thing, ma'am.
Bye.
Oh.
We mustn't worry Marmee when she has so many things to think about. Right, Milky Ann? Choo!
Marge, well, let's see.
How about sharing that with me? I said, how about sharing that with me?
I'm sorry. Would you like some tea?
It's hardly time for that. Your mind is certainly distracted by those books, isn't it? Oh, well, your father also had a passion for them.
I hope he comes back soon. It's not the same without him.
Yes, I suppose not. Tell me now, has there been word from him?
No.
Has he been told the family left Pennsylvania for a new home?
Yes'm. We sent word to his commander because we don't know where he is. His unit's always moving, but we hope he's been told.
It's important that he knows what's happening.
Once I dreamt that he went back to Pennsylvania and there was no one there to greet him.
It would be a blessing if he didn't have to worry about what was going on at home. And I shall give the Department of the Army a piece of my mind.
You're doing a fine job here, Corporal.
Thank you, sir. We're just about on schedule. We should be across by tomorrow.
It may not be soon enough. Word is the 8th Tennessee Regulars are planning an attack in this sector. You men up on the bridge, get out of the way now! Get off of that bridge immediately! Take cover!
Whoa! Captain March!
Over here! Behind the wagon!
Captain March! Glad I found you, sir.
Dispatch from Colonel Templeton, Private?
No, sir. It's directly from the Department of the Army, and it says here that it's private and confidential.
Ah.
Not bad news, is it, sir?
No. The department is informing me that my wife and daughters have finally been moved to a place where they'll be safe. Good. Hit the ground, Private!
This way. Here. Come on. It's up ahead. Well, this is it.
This is where we meet, and we've decided to make you a member of our special club. But you must promise never to tell.
What kind of club is it?
Well, it's a secret candy club that meets every recess. If old Davis found out, he'd most likely raise the roof and then some.
We draw straws, and the one who gets the longest one brings the candy. Right, Katie?
That's right.
That's asking for trouble, isn't it?
Maybe, but it's sure worth a chance. Go on, Amy. Don't worry, come on and pick one. If you get caught, all you do is swallow it. The red ones are my favorite. Nothing terrible is going to happen, Amy, really. Try it.
Well, all right.
Now, Amy, are you going to promise not to tell anyone about our club?
You didn't take part in it, did you?
Yes, I did. With a teacher as strict as Mr. Davis, it's hard not to break the rules once in a while.
That's a poor reason. Can't you try a little harder?
But I don't know if I can do it for long.
Why, Amy, next I suppose you'll tell me you ate gumdrops in the classroom.
Not quite. And it wasn't a gumdrop. Besides, we wouldn't be silly enough to eat them where we could get caught.
Oh. Amy, you know sweets are not allowed in school. You're going to get in trouble with your teacher.
But he has so many rules, it's difficult to obey them. Really, it's impossible. If we break just one, he disciplines everyone so severely that we can barely stand it. And not only that, he carries a big whip in his hands.
That is a bit harsh.
So now you see why I disobey. Don't you agree?
Absolutely not. It is improper to use disobedience to solve your problems.
Oh, I suppose you're right, Beth.
For Mother's sake, please try to do better.
All right, I will. From now on, I'm going to be the best pupil in Newcourt.
Why do we have to go in now, Miss March? Can't we stay out and play?
I'm sorry, Kathy, but it's time for your arithmetic lesson. Let's go in.
But we don't want to learn that stuff. We want to go to the harbor.
I wanna see
the trains. Boats.
Tom, Kathy, you children behave. It's Mr. Lawrence again.
Do you know that man, Miss March?
Why, yes. He's the gentleman who lives right next door to us.
Well, he has a mean, bad face, and I'm scared of him.
Kathy, it's dreadfully impolite to judge a person by the way they might appear. And now, it's up to your room.
Let's play.
No, we're going in, now.
Don't wanna. Let's go now. Come on, I want some gumdrops.
Children.
As far as we could tell, Mr. Lawrence was a man who rarely ventured out. But that day, Meg saw him twice. It appeared that he had something most important to do.
Well, it won't be long now. 2 years are a long time. I wonder if he missed me as much as I have missed him.
Grandfather!
Sorry.
I'm happy to be back, Grandpa. I really am.
Well, nice to have you back home, Theodore.
Thank you.
Is that valise all the luggage you have with you?
Yes. The rest of my belongings should be arriving from Paris on the next train.
Fine, I'll send the coachman for them. Theodore, I sent you to Europe to study because I believed that without broad knowledge and education, you wouldn't be able to take over the responsibilities that will one day be yours.
I know, sir.
Have you decided which university to go to?
Huh?
I expect you to continue your education.
But why must I?
You're my only living heir, Ted. You must be prepared to take my place and fulfill your duties.
Grandpa, I had hoped I would be able to make up my own mind.
The matter's already been settled. I have engaged an able tutor for you. You will be expected to take your studies seriously. My boy, it is my fondest wish that you carry on the Lawrence name. Since this country was founded, the Lawrences have supplied the great ships that bring the teas, silks, and spices from across the ocean. It is my hope that you will carry on that tradition. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. I knew you would.
It's just as beautiful as I remembered. I think I'm gonna like living in Newcourt again. Grandfather?
Yes?
I was just wondering, the people who lived next door before I left, they were very nice to me, sir. Have they moved away from here?
Yes.
That's too bad. They behaved very kindly towards me when I was younger. Is somebody else living there now?
They just moved in. Family of females. I knew their grandfather.
Just girls?
The father's gone right now.
What happened to him?
Nothing. He's a Union Army officer now.
Welcome back to Newcourt, Mr. Lorry. We've missed you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
I wonder who that handsome-looking gentleman is.
Oh.
Nice to see you, sir. Welcome home.
Thank you. Good to be home.
And as you can see, not many changes have taken place. And your room is just as it was when you left it. That'll be all. Please return to your duties.
Thank you.
Theodore, if you're feeling somewhat tired, why don't you go up and rest before we have lunch?
Really, sir, I'm not a bit tired.
Well, I am. Oh, it's good to have you home.
Thank you.
Indeed, sir. The old gentleman has missed you most of all.
I missed him.
He arrived in Mr. Lawrence's carriage, and he's so handsome.
That's his grandson, I believe.
Did you catch his name, Amy?
Well, I think they called him... gee, I don't know what they called him.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway. It's no concern of mine.
I'm glad he's back. I think that's all the family he has.
I'm home, Ma. Oh, what's wrong? Has anything happened?
No, Meg, nothing important. Except that Mr. Lawrence has a handsome grandson who's just come back home. Meg, it's so bright and clear today. I've just got to show you the beautiful view from my room. Hurry up, Meg. You're really gonna love it. Know what? I think it's nicer from your room.
Joe, dear, what is?
The view. Oh, yes. Look. Oh, I don't know when I've seen such a beautiful day. The air is so clear and fine. We certainly never had a view like this in Pennsylvania. Isn't it lovely?
Oh, Joe, how you do go on.
It's inspirational, I tell you. It makes me want to sit down and write a story. Oh!
What is it?
I think it's him. He saw me.
Who saw you?
Mr. Lawrence's grandson.
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, there isn't anyone out there at all. Your imagination's playing tricks on you. Come see for yourself. See?
Joe tried awfully hard to seem unruffled by the sudden appearance of our new neighbor, but Meg wasn't the least bit convinced by her performance.
Fortunes of war